Hey guys, it is Zonky the Donkey once again, and today we're going to be doing episode number 6 of our world famous tutorial series for Playerunknown's Battlegrounds. And today we will be talking about reviewing your gameplay and why it's so important. So, in a nutshell, you want to review your gameplay, that way you can learn from your mistakes most of all. Now, even though this round I picked to review was somewhat successful, there's still some things you can learn from it and that I can learn from myself in terms of the mistakes I made, such as driving here when I first get a car right off the bat and I assume this guy's going to jump out and I T-bone him. Maybe in the future, if I realize I may be running into a thinking player, perhaps I'll wait for him to jump out before I hold down my shift key and try and jam it right into him. Now, some things you need to ask yourself before you review your own gameplay using like OBS or Fraps or Shadowplay or something is, what is your objective from playing? Are you trying to win at all cost, or are you trying to go in like some of the big name Twitch streamers out there and just try and get a 20+ kill game? Now, after you determine that, that's where you can basically start your review point from. And so, number one is looting and drop site. Essentially, did I drop at a good spot? Did I drop at a place that maybe was too popular, too close to the plane? Or did I get something that was pretty far away that I could, perhaps get better loot at without having these initial dangerous engagements where I don't have the proper gear? Another thing to look for is, did you miss any key loot? So right here, I actually kind of fumble around a little bit watching this gameplay in terms of trying to figure out which weapons I actually want to select. And I get pretty lucky here. Right off the bat, I find an SKS and an 8X, and I was able to eliminate this first threat and then go ahead and move out from here. That's basically how I chose my looting spot, was I kind of got away from the action and drove a car, and then I drive east to Lipovka where it's super far away from the circle, and I do end up eventually finding a sniper rifle suppressor here for my SKS, which essentially sets the tone for the rest of this game. Now, obviously reviewing yourself with an SKS, silenced SKS, fucking unstoppable. Can't do any better than that. Probably the best weapon in the game with the silencer on it. Now, let's also talk about some other things you can review. And one of those is movement. And, if any of you guys are my subscribers or have seen my most popular video, which is the one on tactical movement in Playerunknown's Battlegrounds, there's always going to be these points throughout your matches or throughout your rounds where you're basically be having to ask yourself, crap, well, I got caught out in the open here. Could I have chosen a better path? Could I have chosen a better route that wouldn't have resulted in me dying? And right here, I edited out, this is a 30-minute round. I edited out about 85% of this round just to show essentially the highlights and the kills. And this is probably the biggest shooting gallery moment I've ever had in my life. But I didn't start just opening fire with the sniper rifle until I secured the area. And then I reviewed this round myself before I edited it all out. And I'm pretty much on the edge of the gas here, knowing that my 6 is secure. And I can pretty much just go full Leroy Jenkins on these guys with my suppressed SKS. Now, the next thing you can look at whenever you ruin your gameplay is aiming. And essentially, what are some good practices with that? And from reading you guys' comments in my videos, I'm seeing a lot of people are really frustrated by long range shooting. And one of the best ways to do that is by going back and reviewing your gameplay and saying, well, shit, I had, my cursor aimed right on this guy's head and I see blood splatter, but was I actually hitting his head or was I just hitting his body? You have to go back and look at, are you rushing shots? Are you not using left shift properly, which steadies your aim? If you notice, there's a little image next to your health bar on the right. It's a set of lungs, and that's your breathing from when you're holding left shift. Now, as you hold left shift, it will steady your aim and reduce your recoil, but if it's red, like it is right now in this video, it's going to make your shots more inaccurate and give you an aiming penalty, which is why I think a lot of people, for a lot of people, this is probably one of the most under-realized things in the game, is that, oh shit, I had my cursor right on him, this game is bullshit, it's VSync issues. Well, yes, the game is bullshit, you are 100% correct. Some of your aiming issues may be your own fault, believe it or not, contrary to what some on the internet may tell you. Now, probably the most important thing of all to review is positioning. And so I've got 6 left in this round here. There's a lot of open ground, but there are a few big key boulders that are in play, a couple buildings, and you need to ask yourself, towards if you're reviewing towards the end of your rounds, what could I have done to avoid perhaps getting caught out in the open? Ask yourself if I would have moved earlier, would that have made a difference? If I maybe would have used a car later into the game. I'm seeing more and more people starting to use cars later into the last, for the 5th and 6th circles just to get to a good key positioning and then bailing out after hitting the handbrake. And then finally you have to ask yourself, was the position you get yourself in, was it a covered and concealed position, or were you too exposed? And now, yeah, I get it. Some of you are automatically thinking, well, fucking circle RNG, it sucks. You're just going to get fucked no matter what. Well, sometimes, yeah, there's a couple games I played earlier today with one of my buddies, Justin Red 87, who's got his own Twitch stream. And we just kind of got, if the circle ends in the middle and there's literally no trees or anything, yeah, it's just a Rock'em Sock'em Robots match and you just got to shoot better. But a lot of them aren't ending like that. And, you can't change what you can't change, but the whole point of, reviewing your gameplay is to, improve yourself. And sometimes you've got to really look hard and say, man, well, if I wouldn't have been a little bitch and sat on the edge of the circle the entire time trying to play catch up, maybe, this wouldn't have happened. And that's why sometimes, especially in one of my previous videos, I suggest getting to the center of the circle. Now, something just interesting to note for this game, this is the first time this has ever happened, and I went through the entire round. I was not shot at once this entire round. No one fired a single fucking shot at me. As this round finishes up, I just want to let you guys know that we have successfully hit 1,000 subscribers, and that is all because of you guys, and the hype train is rolling full force, and thanks for watching. Make sure to leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield.